to say on the topic.
There's a bunch of other really good things that are going on for the Trump administration that we'll be getting to as well today, and a lot more. But before we go any further, let's get into the situation with Iran. Now, the reason I knew this time was different, and there was a real chance at peace 110 days into this fiasco, is Netanyahu and Ben-Gvir and all the rest of the Israel First, Super Zionist, Greater Israel Project folks that are manipulating our elections, trying to take over the Pentagon intelligence, including federal law enforcement.
Yep. I mean, bro, we had to raise the threat level. The Pentagon raised the threat level on Israel for spying because they kept trying to spy on our top officials who are pretty much in Trump's ear when it comes to this war. And I don't know. Well, I could possibly speculate why, to see where they lean, see if they can get some blackmail on them. And then if they can get some blackmail on them, then they can get this guy to pretty much push a pro-war narrative in Trump's ear.
They have been really upset about this deal the last few weeks and have been bombing Iran, bombing Lebanon, intensifying attacks. They have said
108
to
days,
derail
15 minutes. That's petty.
This framework. Now, it doesn't mean the war is not going to flare back up. It doesn't mean that it's a done deal. But Trump really wants it shut down. He knows Israel lied to him about intelligence. He knows that it's destroying the economy. He knows that.
Crying, bro. Trump makes Iran great again. War for nothing. 300 billion settlement. Oil reserves lowest since 1983, which is true. And Mullah's more powerful than ever, which is also true.
It's extremely unpopular, and they're going to lose the midterms. And so he slammed the brakes on. And the media is spinning this that, oh, Trump's a failure. He's an idiot. He got the same deal Obama got. And so the U.S. has been defeated. The real story is Israel struck first, put major pressure on Congress to support this with their foreign money, lied to Trump with fake intelligence that they fall in 4 days with domestic uprisings.
4 days to 2 weeks. Bro, 4 days to 2 weeks, guys. That's what they told Trump. And it's, guys, like I said, 110 days. So, yeah, that goes to show that, one, Israel did not know what the F they were talking about, and they were just desperate to get us into a conflict with Iran so they can go ahead and can start striking Lebanon and take it. And what they were hoping were that we were going to keep escalating things with Iran, drag it out, while they successfully take Lebanon.
When their own internal documents that have come out from the IDF said the opposite, they concurred with the Pentagon that it wasn't going to work, 92% chance. And that Israel is the author of this, the people running Israel. That doesn't mean Trump doesn't get blamed for being suckered. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't be upset. But the fact that he's legitimately angry at Netanyahu, and I told you this months ago, last year, he puts on a nice face because he likes Israel itself and doesn't want Israel destroyed, wants Israel to be successful. I do too. I just want Israel to run us and be megalomaniacal and try to take over the planet and threaten, Armageddon with the Samson option with nukes. I mean, I really don't like what Israel's doing and how they behave now. Just like I don't like what communist China does. I don't dislike the Chinese people. But it's just completely out of control. It's the communist Chinese I don't like. And so remember 3 weeks ago, it came out that Trump, of course, as I first predicted, leaked the Axios thing where he chewed out Netanyahu. Netanyahu later admitted it. And in that conversation, Trump said, and it got little attention, you blow up whole apartment buildings to get one bad guy. Stop doing that. It's a war crime. Well, Trump has now said this on TV.
Yep, which was epic because I'm just like, dog, I've been saying this for months. For months, I've been saying this. Like, yo, there's something up with Israel. When they go after one guy, they got to take out the whole apartment complex. Like, dude, guys, check this out, bro. It's sick. It's effing sick, guys, what they do. But this is how Israel carries out their conflicts. Like, guys, look at this village right here. Would you guys believe it or not? They did this probably get like 10 Hezbollah members.
That's our money. That's our
Boom.
bombs. That's our airplanes. America.
Like, do you see the problem with mass strikes like this? They take out civilians as well, and they displace millions of people, which is doing right now. And that's the problem. That's what Trump was talking about. Like, guys, there are probably maybe like 10 Hezbollah members here, but hundreds of civilians got caught up in it. And that's the problem with Israel. They did the same thing in Gaza. And I mean, and here's the thing though. I mean, the neocons and pro-Israel guys were still giving them excuses. Oh, the tunnels, guys. Well, I mean, where's that excuse for Lebanon? Because they're doing the exact same thing without the tunnels. And you ain't gonna tell me that Hezbollah put tunnels all through Lebanon. So now you're about to start just recklessly striking Lebanon. They don't even have the same excuse, yet they're doing the same thing. Like, guys, do you understand now? Like, they did the same thing with Hamas. To take out one Hamas member, they thought it was okay to take out an entire fucking hospital. Do you understand how crazy that is? I don't care if there were 10 Hamas members in that hospital. You don't bomb a hospital.
It is not a society of genocidal maniacs. But look where we're at. I think right now, with what happened yesterday with the bombing in Beirut, I think that he got set up, and his handlers and President Trump probably said, "Hey, that's enough. We got to stop." And Netanyahu, everybody heard it. He doesn't care what America says or what America does. He's not going to abide by it. He said, "We don't need America." Well, I believe they do need.
Yeah, I believe they need us too. I think they're just being highly arrogant. I mean, like, all right, maybe we need to break that illusion for them. Go out there, do it yourselves. Good luck. And when you come running back, don't worry, we'll be there, not to fight the war, but to go ahead and work out a peace deal for you guys.
POTUS tells G7 audience Israel military killing too many innocent civilians in Lebanon. You don't have to knock down an entire apartment house every time you're looking for somebody. So the good news is we're seeing real legitimate breaks from President Trump with the hardline lunatics running Israel. And we'll play that clip in a moment. But yes, Trump made a mistake. Yes, Trump got suckered into this. And
yep,
it's good for us to put pressure.
Yeah, the regime is more powerful than ever. They're about to get billions of dollars in sanction relief. I mean, bro, they're not only going to get $12 billion just to sit down and talk, and I'm going to keep stating that because that's the reality of it, what it is. And also, we're about to release sanctions off their oil and petrochemicals and other key exports. They're about to be making a lot of money, guys.
On him, and good for him to get this war to end for the innocent lives, so it doesn't escalate into full regional war, potentially nuclear war, so the economy doesn't stagnate, so the recovery works. Looks like it's too little too late, but at least it won't be as bad as it was.
Oh, guys, make sure to support the stream with a question, comment, jokes, or disagreements with a super chat, Venmo, PayPal. Great way to support the stream and go ahead and push us closer to the goal so we can go ahead and get this call-in line open, guys. Appreciate the support. Let's keep it going. And if you can't do that, guys, just keep on watching. And if you ain't like the video, well, go ahead and like it right now. Be a real
one. Being engaged and letting Trump know what you think is important. A lot of people said, oh, he'll never end it. He's just a puppet of Israel. Well, he was being controlled by Israel, but once we pointed out he'd become a puppet, he's like, no, I'm not. And then we can get him to pull back. That's not worshiping Trump. That's not facelifting Trump. Because every time I talk about this, people say, oh, you're just kissing his ass. You're just saying he's.
Hey, and shout out Deborah Parks for sending a flow state for 200 joules. Appreciate the support, Deborah. I actually just seen that. So I'm going to go ahead and give Deborah a shout out. Appreciate the support, sis. And all right, guys. If you want a celebration like Deborah, go ahead and send a gift, super chat, Venmo, or PayPal, guys. Appreciate the support. Let's keep it going. And don't forget to double tap that screen and like the video and smash that like button. All right, back to it. And let me take a little bit back here just in case.
Or to end for the innocent lives, so it doesn't escalate into full regional war, potentially nuclear war, so the economy doesn't stagnate, so the recovery works. Looks like it's too little too late, but at least it won't be as bad as it was. Being engaged and letting Trump know what you think is important. A lot of people said, oh, he'll never end it. He's just a puppet of Israel. Well, he was being controlled by Israel, but once we pointed out he'd become a puppet, he's like, no, I'm not. And then we can get him to pull back. That's not worshiping Trump. That's not facelifting Trump. Because every time I talk about this, people say, oh, you're just kissing his ass. You're just saying he's doing something good. Yeah. When he starts pulling back from total war and bankrupting us and all the rest of it and Israel's war crimes, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And that'll help us in the midterms because I want to get good Republicans elected.
I mean, like I said, I'm happy about it. Yeah, get us back on track, but that's only if he can get us back on track. And he derailed us pretty damn far. I mean, when we were at 2.4% inflation and now we're at like 4.2, it's gonna take a while to get that number back, bro. We were at $2.98 a gallon nationwide. That was a nationwide average. Now the nationwide average is at like what, 390 something? Which I'm happy it went down from like the 450 average a couple months ago, but yeah, be real with you, we still lost ground on affordability. And that should have been the main thing Trump was focusing on to put the Republicans in a good position for midterms. Now he completely almost decimated their chances of maintaining the House.
They're not perfect, but they're better than Democrats by light years. So that's where I stand on that. Absolutely. I'm a pragmatist about all of this. But yeah, they got headlines in the New York Times. Iran will enter nuclear talks feeling emboldened. They're emboldened because they didn't fall in 108-9 days.
Yep.
Technically, the U.S. has been in 108.5. Israel.
I mean, yeah, they're emboldened because the strongest military in the world did not destroy them, did not cause a regime change, and couldn't even take their ass off the Strait of Hormuz. Of course, they feel emboldened. They feeling like them. Okay, so let me not go too far, but they feel like them guys right now. They were able to back off the strongest military in the world and able to get us to concede to their demands. Yeah, they're feeling pretty damn emboldened.
109. They started it. They're emboldened because their plan to close the strait worked. They're emboldened because they didn't fall. But the Pentagon told Trump that was the case. And of course, he just got mad at Tulsi Gabbard and Joe Kent in the Pentagon for telling him that. But at least now he begins to do the right thing. Now, Israel says they're going to attack Lebanon, and they already have been, and Iran, they hit them a week ago. But Israeli Air Force chief just said, well, they pulled back from a major attack last week under pressure from Trump. And that's because Congress may be bought and paid for predominantly by Israel. And a lot of the state houses are. But with Trump, even if he takes a bunch of Israeli money, at the end of the day, he likes to believe he's in charge. And that's why psychologically it was important to point out he wasn't in charge so that he would then, using that psychology, do the right thing. Trump told Iranian protesters help's on the way, but the peace deal leaves the mullahs more powerful than ever, dissidents say, which I said would happen 108-9 days ago. So, yeah, this was a bad thing. Yes, it weakens the U.S. in the eyes of the world, but it would only get worse the longer we did this.
Yeah, true.
Israel closed the Strait of...
No, I said the same thing. I'm like, the longer we do this, the worse it's going to get. The worse the end result's going to be. And I mean, guys, it could have been worse than this, ironically. I say it ironically because, like, bro, trust me, there's people who actually wanted us to go longer than this, as you see. So can you imagine how bad it could have got? And this is where we're at with 100 days in, over 100 days in, 110 days. And this is where we're at with the ceasefire, with the peace deal that's overly weighted towards Iran. Can you imagine if we went any longer?
Or moves for their attack, because Iran had passed a law last June during Midnight Hammer that they would close the strait if there was a large attack by Israel or the U.S. or both on them. It's just the facts. And I said 108 days ago when this started, I said, if the mullahs could magically be sent to Mars, if they could just magically disappear and the Iranians could actually have a real election, I would be for it. But the CIA and British intelligence and the Israelis always try to put somebody worse in when they overthrow a country because they want to have another enemy to fight again. Like they put the head of Al-Qaeda in charge of Syria, and Israel created Hamas and was their main funder. I mean, that's the reality. When Mark Levin's like, we need to stand up against...
And that's what kills me too. It's just like, oh, we need to stand up against Hezbollah. We need to defend against Hezbollah and Hamas. And it's like, you guys funded Hamas. So you can pretty much drown out the more reasonable governing group. Yeah, you guys, like, Israel funded Hamas. I mean, bro, look, the Qataris got it in writing. Yes, they got Bibi Netanyahu's signature for them to send money to Hamas. and then at the tune of $1 billion in American money. So yeah. And of course, when it comes to Hezbollah, I believe I explained that over and over again. I mean, Hezbollah was created due to Israeli aggression in the 1980s when it came to them invading Lebanon. So when it comes to Hezbollah and Hamas, I mean, they're creations of Israel's aggression and financing.
The radical Muslims, we need to fight them over there so they're over here. We went from 500,000 Muslims in the U.S. to like 14 million since 9/11.
True.
Europe went from 500,000 to 43.
14 million. I think we only got like 5. I think we only got like 5 million Muslims, guys. Only 5.
3 million. No, we fight them over there to stir them up like a beehive and bring them over here. And this is all concerted between the political parties. And under Trump, its new policies actually been blocking it, and that's a good thing. So Trump makes Iran great again. This is what Drudge is saying, war for nothing. And that's true. It was Israel wanted regime change, so they didn't get their goal. So for Israel, it's really a war for nothing, except they did major league damage Iran's offensive capabilities. And they did knock their nuclear program back quite a bit, along with the U.S. helping. And so really, that's not even true. And I'm not defending this evil war.
Yeah, I still got like 4.5 to 5 million Muslims in the United States, not 14. But I'm not gonna lie, the number of Muslims have increased since 9/11. Actually, be real with you, the number of Muslims always increase every time we go into one of these Middle Eastern countries and destabilize it. That's why we have all these Somalians here. We went into Somalia under Bill Clinton to stabilize it. I mean, all you guys are crying about Italy and Omar. Well, I mean, you can blame Bill Clinton for that one and interference in the Middle East that some of the Dems were actually committed to doing, ironically. And well, some of the Republicans. No, actually, you know, it's funny. The Republicans are committed to constant interference in the Middle East, but then will bitch about the refugees that come here because of their constant interference in the Middle East. Like the Somalians that you guys are complaining about, that was due to Western interference in Somalia. You know that, right? Like Afghanistan's, that you guys were complaining about. Yep, that was due to our little excursion in Afghanistan. Like, so all these Muslims that you guys are complaining about, you're supporting the policies that are bringing them over here, which is absolutely hilarious because it's like you would think you guys would be anti-war considering how much you guys hate Muslims.
This economy wrecking war, but I'm just simply calling balls and strikes. I don't think anybody can disagree with me that the statement that it was for nothing. Well, the main objective didn't happen. So I guess if you don't care about that, yes, it was for nothing. But they're trying to spin this like Trump's a loser, he's a failure, so that he will try to re-engage. That's what Israel's saying. You stabbed us in the back. You betrayed us. No, Israel, you stabbed us in the back. You betrayed us. You knew Trump wasn't about to strike 114 days ago or so, about a week before, 4 or 5 days, 6 days before. And Trump had decided to hold back. So you hit him first to drag us in, just like the Secretary of State said. And that's wrong. Peace at last. If this is the end of the war with Iran, Trump still has plenty of work left to do. That's at AlexJonesLive.com. It's an excellent article. Trump details Iran deal at G7, no nukes, conditional sanctions, and relief. Yeah, they're going to give up their uranium and down to low-level enrichment and allow foreign inspection of all that.
Yep. Yeah, I know. And here's the thing. With the moderate Iranians, the ones, before we popped off this war, they were willing to give up all of their nuclear enrichment. They were willing to give up nuclear enrichment altogether. Now that we blew them up, now we got guys pretty much saying that, we're not giving up our nuclear enrichment. We're keeping our proxies going, and we're also keeping our missiles going as well. But, we'll go back to the JCPOA. I mean, that's cool, but right back to square one.
So that's just some of the news on that front. Fox, Mark Thiessen torches $300 billion Trump gift to Iran. Yeah, let them have their own money back. They got more than $300 billion in damage just from what we did in the last 100-something days.
Oh, yeah, guys. $300 billion, you could tell that was negotiated because originally they was asking for $1 trillion. Yeah, they were asking for $1 trillion in reconstruction fee. So, yeah, it is a lot more than just $300 billion in damage they have sustained.
So,
but I mean, you know, considering that we're taking sanctions off their oil and petrochemicals and other exports, I mean, they should be able to make up the difference.
yes, it's not good. Yes, it's a disaster, but it's a lot better than keeping it going. And it's a lot better than destroying the world economy. And it's good to have not just Trump, but the world awaken. Like he told Netanyahu, everybody hates Israel now because of you, Netanyahu. Yeah, and they hate us now because of you hitching your wagon to them, Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So that's extraordinarily positive that Trump is out publicly saying what he said to Netanyahu on the G7 stage. So here's Trump tells a G7 audience, Israel's military killing too many innocent civilians. And then we'll dovetail that with the former Mossad operative, who I agree with, saying Israel has got the Epstein files and they're probably going to throw a fit and release a bunch of stuff very embarrassing to Trump selectively.
No, so crazy. Where was his criticism when with Gaza? Like, you're killing too many civilians. Israel, like, chill out. Oh no! And now that it's Lebanon, and now that Israel's holding our deal up because of Lebanon, oh, now we care about innocent civilians being killed by Israelis. Okay, now it matters.
Not about Trump himself, but the people in his orbit that are basically all former
I'll
Democrats that now have come into his administration, like Howard Lutnick and others. So let's play those two reports back to back.
He's done an amazing job of pulling it together. He's not a Boy Scout, but he's done an amazing job of pulling it together. And he is very good with Hezbollah, does not like them. And I'll tell you what, Israel's fighting Hezbollah too long and too many people are being killed. And you don't have to knock down an apartment house every time you're looking for somebody, because there are a lot of people in those apartment houses. And
they've been fighting Hezbollah since the 80s, guys. Like, remember that. They've been fighting these people since the 80s.
Not all Hezbollah, that I can tell you. And I suggested to Israel to let Syria take care of Hezbollah.
Huh?
Because to be honest with you, I think they do a better job of doing it.
Huh? Dude, what? You want to send in? Hold on. Because we just put one of the old head of Al Qaeda, or pretty much the head of Al Qaeda, in charge of Syria, and you want to let the Syrians take care of it? Like, you know, ISIS could get involved too. You know, ISIS is pretty crazy, but then again, I mean, ISIS basically works for us, even though they won't tell you that out loud.
And I didn't like Syria. I didn't like where
Syria,
2 hours before we're signing the agreement, that there was an attack in Lebanon, in Beirut. It was right in, it wasn't like in the southern side, and you know, it was in Beirut. I did not like that. I let them know that. So I didn't like it.
Now we're treating Iran like a superpower, guys, and this is what I'm talking about. So, guys, when we want to beef with a superpower, do we do it directly? Of course not. They got nukes. So we do it through proxy, like we do with Ukraine. And trust me, if the Vietnamese was ever to get into it with China, we start supporting the Vietnamese to fight China. This is how proxy works. And if you don't want to take a country up top because of the damage that you might sustain, like closing the Strait of Hormuz, then you're just going to go ahead and use proxies like the proxy forces in Syria. So now we're treating Iran like a superpower. Instead of getting involved with them directly, we're getting involved through proxy.
Not at all, but I think that Syria, you know, he's pulled that country together amazingly quickly.
If there's a real deal between the Americans and the Iranians, and it's going towards that, Netanyahu will try to sabotage it. One of the ways he'd sabotage it is by putting out Epstein material against U.S. government officials, including Trump. And he put it out there. New material that wasn't seen before in public.
So it's not just Trump. I know that Howard Lutnick is mentioned. There are other officials.
And not just Trump, other officials too. Yes. And he'll try to sabotage the whole negotiation and deal that would be that they're trying to make together.
Oh, did you know that all the former Mossad chiefs have come out against Netanyahu saying he's going to destroy Israel? Oh, did you know that almost every former top general did? You know,
yeah, because he's exhausting the IDF. Like, guys, if you don't know, the IDF put boots on the ground in Lebanon. They're doing airstrikes and boots on the ground. So they're exhausting their munitions when it comes to these airstrikes. And then they're also exhausting IDF soldiers' lives, because about 3,000 IDF soldiers have died so far, pretty much doing a ground invasion in Lebanon against Hezbollah. And about 3,000 Hezbollah militants have died as well. So, ground forces pretty evenly matched. And like I said, there's a reason why Hezbollah was able to push these guys out in the 80s. Like, they're nothing to fuck with. But Israel just keep effing with them.
Dozens of them went on Tucker Carlson's show months ago before this, warning of this. Israel is now carpet bombing for months southern Lebanon, 90+% Christian, and just carpet bombing whole neighborhoods, men, women, and children, thousands dying. And the Israeli settlers, I'll get to this later, threw fits over the weekend over the peace deal and burned more of the Christian towns in the West Bank and other areas. I mean, it is a frothing free-for-all. And then these Israeli military and others, you see all the videos, and on national TV over there, they talk crap about America, how they hate Christians, and how they are basically God's chosen people. The rest of us are all cattle. And yes, it's true, because I studied all this. That's an interpretation, because I got like 60+.
And the attitude is now like, shut up, you effing goy, and fight my war for me, for the Holy One. Well, that's the attitude now of the pro-Israel guys, apparently.
Big books and hundreds of others. It's just rabbis arguing with each other. They don't just have the Old Testament, folks. They've got all these other books.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Like the Talmud, like when people bring up the Talmud, they bring it up kind of disingenuously, say, no, that's their holy book, that's their book. And it's just like, not really. Remember, they're supposed to be following the Torah at the end of the day. The Talmud is pretty much a collection of arguments done by rabbis. And the thing is, the Talmud is not just one book. It's like multiple volumes of all these arguments carried out by rabbis over the years on how they should practice Judaism and how they should, evolve their culture. And yes, if you do look through some of these arguments, there was some crazy ass rabbis that were talking about, F the goy, these people need to be, or they're going to be our slaves anyway. We could do whatever they want to their women. We could do whatever they want to their children. This is how we should practice our Judaism. There was some crazy rabbis in the Talmud. But then there was also some reasonable ones in the Talmud. I was like, hey, yo, I'll be real with you. That shit you talk is what got us kicked out of all these countries. And yeah, I actually read that in the Talmud, which was pretty interesting. It kind of changed my view on it, when there was literally like rabbis sticking up going like, yo, we don't need to treat non-Jews like this. We're only going to cause more problems. And this is the same attitude that got us kicked out of multiple countries. It's kind of crazy how they addressed that.
Opinions you want from rabbis. You see the rabbis on the show, we play clips saying Israel's evil and bad, and Israel worked with the Nazis, or the Zionists did. You got those guys, you got every flavor in there. But the ones that call us the enemy, and the ones that hate everybody, and the ones that say everybody will serve Jews or die under their Messiah, that was, I don't know, 20-30% of Judaism before.
Yeah.
And now that's the Judaism in charge of Israel. Basically, Jewish Nazis. I mean, supremacists, global dominators, megalomaniacs on power.
Yeah, literally going for the Greater Israel Project. They want to take Lebanon. They want to take Syria. They want to take Iraq. Like, guys, they're going for it, and they're kind of getting stopped in their trail here, because with Lebanon, that's why they're so upset, because they truly feel connected to this Greater Israel prophecy that they got going on here. And remember, this is about their whole eschatology. Eschatology or whatever. Like, they truly believe that if they take over these regions and they blow up the Alex Hamas and they bring back the third temple, that their Messiah will return. And really all they're going to do is piss off 2 billion Muslims.
Power trips. That's why we harp on Israel so much.
That's it. Eschatology.
Is because it is the most powerful lobby in Congress. It's running.
And if you don't know what eschatology is, it's pretty much how they believe that the world is going to end. Like, there's Christian eschatology, Muslim eschatology, Jewish eschatology. It's all what they believe about the end times, or, their revelations.
Around trying to take over everything, and it's out of control. And you've got the majority of the other establishment Jews over there going, this is crazy, stop it. For years, just stop. Everybody's gonna hate us, and we're gonna bite more we can chew, and leave it alone. I mean, Michael Savage is coming out 8 months ago saying the same thing, and he's pro-Israel. He's America first. But I mean, he's a smart guy. I admire
You
him.
could have just said blacks, bro. Like, bro, you could have just said blacks, bro. Like, yo, he said they influenced the niggers and everyone against whites. It's like, god damn, you could have just said the blacks.
With Michael Savage, not with Benjamin Netanyahu.
Like, you're not wrong, but
all
damn.
right, we're going to break. So many new exciting things at the AlexJonesStore.com. Bigley goes out and finds out whatever's the highest rated and whatever's the top rated, and they bring it to you at a discounted price. They come out with these new premium nylon tactical belts at a super low price. These sell in stores for like $70 because I own some. And they're selling it for $39. Heavy duty nylon webbing with smooth automatic ratchet buckle, no holes, no guessing, no too tight or too loose.
You know what? Actually, man, make sure you tune into Alex Jones' store. Hey, he needs it, man. He needs it. He's on a new journey here, so support this journey.
And I noticed that by the time I got coffee and took a shower and got dressed and did some setups so I could wake up, you know, because you can't sleep, but you're also not awake.
All right. But let's get into the next video here. This one was about Russia. So this guy, Victor Bout, warns European leaders that Russia will strike weapons plants inside of Europe. And if you've been watching the news lately, or mainstream media specifically, you'll be pretty much seeing that they're trying to say, oh, Russia's losing. They can't win this war against Ukraine. It's only a matter of time. Ukraine could actually win. And once again, they're feeding you this delusion as if Ukraine has a chance when really they don't. And the only reason why Putin hasn't just steamrolled Ukraine is because Putin actually cares about civilian lives. If Putin had that Israeli mindset, I mean, God forbid he ever had that. I mean, God forbid he ever has that Israeli mindset. He would completely level Ukraine with civilians and all. But because he's trying to cause as least civilian like casualties as possible, he's pretty much taking his time in Ukraine. And here's the sad thing. There's individuals in Russia that's going like, bro, F these citizens, you need to just hurry this shit up and just start taking them out. And luckily, Putin is not really hearing these guys out. I know, right? Putin not hearing out the genocidal maniacs in Russia. I kind of wish Bibi did that. But all right, though, let's get right into it.